Hey guys, I'm going to try to answer a few things. What happens in a dog's mouth, in particular a dogo's, throughout their lifetime. Maybe this information will help you in kind of what we're looking for according to what the breed standards say and what's allowable, what's permissible, and then what I would call favorable. So when a puppy is born, they have an overshot mouth. And what that does is the bottom jaw is quite a bit shorter. It helps the puppies to nurse. They don't have any teeth, and that shape helps them to nurse really well. So as they start growing, 3 weeks or so, they start cutting teeth. And as their canines come in, there's going to be quite a bit of distance between them. And that's normal. And as their bottom jaw is going to grow, we just want to make sure there's plenty of space in there for growth. They will start to lose their teeth in a few more weeks after that, and they start teething around the 7, 8 week mark, whatever, 6 to 8 weeks. And that is going to come out, and their jaws are going to catch up even more. By the time that they're 5 and 6 months, their adult teeth are coming in really well, and they're pretty much there. But we do not work our dogs really hard, no matter what they're doing. No tug of war really hard, no biting the sleeve, no catching any pigs, because I want that period to be an unmolested time of bone setting strength that is going on. And by the time they're 7 months old, they are ready for whatever. And those teeth are hard, they're set, their canines are strong, they're fully developed. And at that point in time, there are two things we don't want to see. We don't want to see an overshot jaw like this with a lot of space, and we don't want to see an undershot jaw. Those are two things are complete disqualifications. But what is allowable is what we call a pincer bite, and that's where the teeth are set like this, or a scissor bite, where the bottom jaws are sitting just like that, and they're touching, but there's no space in there. Now, preferably, I want a scissor bite in my dogs, and I'll tell you why. If you have a pincer bite, that's okay, where the teeth are touching. If I have to try hard with my bite for my front teeth to touch, then my back ones don't, and it's real uncomfortable. And so if you're going to be hunting game and things like this, constant pressure on those teeth, they won't last as long, because a dogo has so much power. If his incisors up here are touching, he's going to be putting a lot of pressure on them. And if his canines are touching, he's going to be putting a ton of pressure on them, and they're most likely going to wear down quicker or break. But if you have a scissor bite where they sit slightly inside there, touching, but there's no pressure on it, those dogs that have that, their teeth are going to last longer, and they can put a tremendous amount of pressure on something. Also, when that bottom jaw sits in there slightly, all of these molars back here are going to fit together. I mean, just like a shark tooth effect, and they're going to fit together nice and tight. They're going to be able to hold something a lot better, which, if in the working world, if you're a guy like me and you walk in on a big bad Russian boar, he weighs 300 pounds and he has got no fat on him and testosterone in his blood, and he's got a big mohawk down his back, and he's never seen a man before, it is really important that their teeth are set, they're firm with no deformities, their jaws are made just right, and their molars everything is just right, so that boar cannot come loose. In your jawline, if they have big half moon shapes back there, I don't want to see that. I want to see them closed tightly and the teeth next to one another, and I don't want to see the incisors touching top and bottom like a pincer bite. It's okay if it is, but I'd rather not have that, because if the incisors are touching like that, the canines are probably touching them. When they put pressure, it's going to have a tendency to bow them out and break them. That is what La Cocha prefers. That is what Circle S prefers. And although they are acceptable in a show, and when you see somebody open up a dog's mouth, they're mainly checking for overshot and undershot for DQs. But as long as they're pincher, or as we say, tarraza or tijera, then that's acceptable. Guys, I hope that helps. God bless. Happy bite work training.